What's up, you guys? Shartimus Prime here. Finally doing my movie review of Iron Man 3. Yeah, it's taken me a long time to do this video, mostly because I saw the movie really late. I saw the movie on Saturday due to my terrible work schedule, which really sucks. I work a graveyard shift right now, which is screwing up my life. I hate it. But luckily I got to see it on Saturday. I had a great time. Me, the lovely Charlita 1, my brother Gordotron, my friend Rodine, my friend Phil, the Marvel Walkies, we all met up and hung out and got to see Iron Man 3 on Saturday in San Jose. And I have to say, I liked it. Overall, I enjoyed the movie. I was not bored. I had a good time watching it. It was fun. But there were a lot of things that I have to say just kind of straight up sucked about the movie, I have to say. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people complaining about it on, the social media networks and everything like that. I'm hearing it already, and I have to agree with all of them, even though I still liked the movie. Now, I'm doing this review with spoilers, so I'm talking to people assuming that you'd already seen Iron Man 3. First off, I don't know, since I did like the movie, I want to start talking about the things that I really did not like about the movie. Number one thing that bugged me, and it's like on the same level as, Spider-Man 3 dancing, you know what I mean, is what they did to the Mandarin. Oh my god, what the hell. That was a huge downer, man. I mean, first off, I didn't like that they made him Osama, like an Osama bin Laden wannabe. Like, even the way they shot him and everything with and giving him the big beard and all that. It's just... but the thing that really sucked is that it was just an actor. Like, Mandarin wasn't even a real person or anything. He wasn't even a real villain in this whole movie. He was just an actor performing for, Aldrich Killian's character. Aldrich Killian had just paid some English actor to perform as the Mandarin, which makes a little bit, for the movie as a standalone movie, like if there was no Mandarin character in the comics at all, it would have been cool, because it was like, oh, alright, that explains the crappy ass accent, that explains, just kind of explains a lot of things about why the Mandarin kind of was just so stereotypical terrorist kind of thing. And I thought Ben Kingsley's acting was great. I thought his performance, I love Sir Ben Kingsley. I think he's an amazing actor. I just love his work. But the way they wrote it, it just killed it. And I read in an interview too that the rings weren't just there for fashion. They actually did something. But when you watch the movie, yeah, they were just there for fashion. The rings did jack shit. Mandarin did jack shit. There was no damn Mandarin in this movie, man. That fucking sucked. That hella sucked. Fuck. That was lame, because Mandarin's my favorite Iron Man villain. He is like the arch nemesis of Iron Man. And he did nothing. He did absolutely nothing. That sucked. The other thing that pissed me off was AIM. AIM was just like used as the title of Killian's company and everything, and that was it. We got no hazmat suits or nothing. It was just so basically I kind of feel like what they did with this Iron Man movie, as far as in relation to the comic books, is that they just said, hey, old comics, hey, fuck off, you suck, and we're all about taking the new comics. And what they did is the Extremis comic book right here, which I have, and I just recently reread after seeing the movie, because I wanted to, catch up on it. And this came out 2006, 2007, so I read this a long time ago, the first time I read it, so I wanted to reread this and brush it up. And yeah, it's more or less pretty close to this trade paperback right here. You never really see Aldrich Killian in the book, but Maya Hansen, she did develop, the extremist weaponry and all of that. And basically, the way it works out in this book is that Iron Man actually gets the extremist armor at the end of the book and uses that technology, uses the extremist technology to make the Iron Man suit, and he changes it around and everything, and that's how he's basically able to defeat this villain Malin, who we don't really see in the movie, but it's basically that, the one guy that keeps kicking ass, that's not Killian. So they kind of made Killian and that one guy like one and the same character. There's some fight scenes in here that I really wish that they had taken from the comic and just put into the movie. Like they have this whole battle scene right here at a construction site, you know, which I thought was really cool. And that would have been nice to see. We had that whole scene on the oil tanker and everything, which was kind of neat. I honestly think the whole thing with a ton of Iron Man armors was like, it was kind of useless, like really. For me, it was cool to see a bunch of different Iron Man armors. And I think it was Glenn Webman and Craig Warwick were saying in their review that they just want to hit the pause button hella bad, and I did too. I was like, oh, I want to take a closer look at that armor. I want to see what that armor's all about and everything. I just want to take a closer look at it, and because some of them looked really, really cool. Some of them weren't as cool, but I liked the one that had the giant pile drivers. I thought that was tight. And hey, how do you like my really tight shirt, by the way? I don't really wear this outside. It shows off my gut too much. But yeah. Anyway, the thing is that the Iron Man suits was just overboard and just kind of unnecessary. And I felt like they're trying to make up for lost time because we didn't really get any Iron Man in the movie. It was a Tony Stark movie. And I kind of felt like this movie resembled The Dark Knight Rises in a way, because we have the whole thing with the main hero being exiled, which is basically what happened in Dark Knight Rises. You know, Iron Man's exiled and he's hanging out with this little kid who was actually not bad. I hate kids in movies. I mean, and most people do. But the dialogue between the kid and Tony Stark was good enough, because I felt like this kid really represented a lot of the comments I see from children in my videos. And he talked to the kid basically like how I would like to talk to some of these kids, where it's like, they try, you know, the little kid's kind of a shit, but, you know, he just talks to him like he's a little shit, you know. Not to say all you kids are little shits. Most of you guys are good kids, but you get what I'm saying, basically. And the whole thing with Tony Stark having the anxiety attack thing, you know, at first I liked it. Actually, to be honest with you, right when I walked out of the movie, I was like, wow, that was a badass movie. That was really, really cool. I fucking liked Iron Man 3. That was way better than Iron Man 2. And I still think it's better than Iron Man 2. But these little things started to like pick at my brain and start to like fester in there like bacteria, and made me think like, oh, wait, that bugs me when I think back on it. And the idea of watching the movie again, it's going to have those things resonating in there that are like, oh, it bugs me. And mostly talking about the whole Mandarin thing, of course. Well, that bugged me right away. But other little things in the movie, like, for instance, we didn't really see much Iron Man. And the fact that the main armor of the movie, the Mark 42, was kind of shitty, man. He couldn't fly. Like, Iron Man couldn't fly in this movie for the most part, you know? And I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing, man? Like, well, what is that? And, you know, and it's a prototype and everything, but still, it's like we had the prototype from the Avengers movie, the Mark 7, and that ended up being badass and just worked like any other armor, but the Mark 42 as a prototype was kind of shitty, so, and it was clumsy, which actually I kind of fit, like, I think that fit the look of that armor, because I never really liked the look of the Mark 42 armor in the first place. So, yeah, I wish they kind of made it look more like the Extremis armor, but, oh well, not a big deal. The look of it didn't really bug me that much. I kind of liked it more as I saw that it was the clumsy armor anyway. But, yeah, we didn't get a whole lot. I thought Pepper Potts was cool. I thought the acting throughout all the movie was great. I don't think there's anybody that, you know, disappointed me or anything like that. Guy Pearce was great. I was kind of hoping that he would be MODOK, you know, when we first see him all nerdy and stuff from the past, but no, you know, because I recognized the name. I was like, oh wait, this is the guy who's doing the whole Extremis thing. And the whole thing with the explosions, the people being used as bombs, that doesn't happen at all in here. That's not part of it. But I thought that was actually kind of cool, though. I like the detective work of Tony Stark. Things I did like is that we do see Iron Man, like bare bones Iron Man in this movie, and we see him going back to the hardware store. Like the kid tells him, why don't you just build something? You're a mechanic, right? He's like, I think I will. And he goes out to the hardware store, and, you know, he has this glove, this electricity glove and stuff. And I did like that. I thought that was very cool. So we do see Tony Stark kind of being reconstructed. In a way, I kind of felt like this was Iron Man 1.2. This was like a relaunching of things. It was getting restarted again, which, you know, I actually didn't think was that bad. Pepper Potts. You know, I gotta say, Gwyneth Paltrow, not one of my favorite, celebrity actresses as far as boner wise, right? Just not really one of the hottest to me. But in Avengers, you see her in those dicky shorts, you know what I'm saying? And you see her walking across, those sexy thighs. I like that very much. And then in this movie, you don't really see the sexy thighs again, but, she has some nice abs, and she looked actually pretty sexy in this movie. Gwyneth Paltrow is actually kind of giving me a big one. So I like Gwyneth Paltrow in this movie. I actually thought the scene where, she has, when she has some of the armor pieces on and after she's injected with the extremis, I actually thought that was pretty cool. Some people didn't like it. I actually thought it was pretty tight. And I'm pretty sure in the comics she does wear an Iron Man suit, or she's Iron Maiden or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't read that, but I think that's what does happen in the comics. So as far as that goes, I thought that was pretty cool. Thought Jon Favreau was great. Guy Pearce was great. Happy was really, really funny. Guy Pearce just played a great villain. The lady who played Maya Hansen, I thought she was good. So like I said, all the acting was very well done. I thought the performances were fantastic, and the movie did move along well. I have to say, I was not bored. I was entertained throughout the whole movie. I really did like it. It's just that there are these nagging things that happen throughout the movie, and we could have seen more Iron Man. Iron Patriot, that's the other thing too. Now, when I first heard about Iron Patriot being in this movie, I was pissed off because it's like, dude, that's not Iron Patriot. That's just a repainted War Machine. I thought that kind of sucked. But the thing is that we saw Colonel Rhodes kick some serious ass in this movie. Now, we didn't see the Iron Patriot really kick a whole lot of ass. Actually, I thought most of the time Iron Patriot was more of a bad guy, the way the suit was being used. And seeing Guy Pearce inside the Iron Patriot suit actually made me very happy, because I think there's a physical resemblance. The facial, Guy Pearce and and what's his name, Willem Dafoe, kind of look alike. They kind of look. They both have big teeth, and they kind of look alike. So seeing Guy Pearce inside the Iron Patriot suit hit my geek spot a little bit, because I was like, ooh, that's kind of like how Iron Patriot should look like right there. I thought that was tight. I actually kind of liked that. That was cool with me. But you don't really see the Iron Patriot do anything, but you see Jim Rhodes kick a lot of ass. And I thought that Don Cheadle was a badass in this movie. I thought he did a really good job. He was just kind of thrown into the movie, but as far as what he did, I thought he did a great job. I thought there was a really cool scene in there where you have Tony Stark and Jim Rhodes kind of side by side.